Exciting week for Mountain America Center, especially with the exterior signage going up. Malone, I know that's another big milestone as well to get that exterior signage up, but there's also additional signage going up on all the entryways, and I want to shout out to our partner, Hero Arena, Hero Meat Snacks, because these entryways are going to be named Hero Arena.
Yeah, that's correct. So there's a lot of exterior signage on this building. So one of the first ones we did was 148 feet long, and that was the Mountain America Center. So there's two of those on this facility, and there's actually a smaller one on the east side. And like you already mentioned earlier, we got the Hero Meat Snack signs at all the main entrances into the bowl. And there'll also be some decals on each of the storefront glasses too. And we got two for the Idaho Blue Cross banquet hall as well.
Thank you, Malone, for mentioning that, because that will have its own separate entryway. Eric, very significant as we bring patrons in here is we have two nice ticket box office locations.
Yeah, a facility of this size, it really helps with ingress and accessibility for our fans to come in, purchase tickets quickly, and get in and not miss a minute of the action. So, the Bingham Healthcare box office is located at both main entrances. They'll be open Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and all event days to service our customers and get them the tickets they want for their events.
What's happened since our last episode is we had our first event announcement.
Yes.
Now, not first event, but first event announcement. And so, Eric, tell us how ticket sales have gone with that first event.
Mannheim Steamroller is a classical live performance, and we expected a good response. We're actually sold out of our show, and hopefully everybody has a great time at that event. And it's come December 13th. It'll be quite the spectacle.
Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin-Business Virtual Power Lunch. Please welcome your hosts, Tyler Price and Brian Magleby.
And that greeting that still says Virtual Power Lunch will be updated next week, I promise you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to hold you to that.
That's right. Man, we're excited for today's show. Man, look at this beautiful building in the background. Everyone's talking about it. The Mountain America Center here in Idaho Falls.
It was not too long ago. It was just weeds and an idea, and here we are.
Here we are.
Really happened.
Many years later, and man, we've got Eric Hudson, General Manager of the Mountain America Center, here for the show, and to have the big dog on the show, we're excited.
Yeah.
So man, this is exciting. We're going to hear all about some things that he's got going there, and man, things are happening is what all I can say. And we can't talk a lot about some of the things that we know about, but they're rolling, man.
Yeah, it's quite the thing for this
building is
community.
going to be the place to go.
It's like timing is everything, and with the influx of population and other people coming from other places, this timing is everything. And man, they crushed it, and so now we get a lot of benefit with that. We're going to talk about with hockey.
Man, this town's going to turn into a hockey town.
Yep.
And we've already got a great, beginning of that here, but hockey is just going to take off, kind of like we support the baseball and stuff. And man, it's exciting to all the things we're going to be learning about today. But first of all, let's talk about last week's show. Man, we had a great discussion in studio. And we had a few. We tried some new things, technicality-wise, and I can say for the first time in almost 2 years that we've been doing this, it's the first show that I started getting texts saying it's not working very well. And we ran into some technical difficulties here in our studio. So we are going to redo that show next week. So we'll have the BBSI boys back on. And they've been a great sponsor for us. And man, the show, it came off, we thought it came off absolutely great.
Good conversation in studio.
But it was not good when it hit the airwaves. So we apologize for that, and we will be redoing that. They're gracious enough to come back and join us next week. We've got some great shows lined up, but hey, let's talk about our sponsors.
Well, BBSI, I think we just kind of talked about them a lot, but they've been with us from the very beginning. Grateful for Jeremy and the group over there for all they do, and they make this thing happen.
They do. Vulpine Marketing keeps us up to date. I don't think the last week's show made it to there because it was not it had a few technical difficulties, but we appreciate them keeping us up to date each and every week. New Line Media, man, they just do some great videography work. They produced that ad that started our show off today. The SBD, what is it?
That is the best kept secret in Idaho. If you have a business idea or a new business or just a business that wants another set of eyes on it, come in and get some amazing free consulting and just some of the other sources that are resources that are there.
We do in the Idaho Innovation Center. It's if your company needs a place to have an office, we've got 3 of them available.
Wow.
Right now, which is very rare that we even have one.
Yeah.
But I've got 3 offices, and if you need a home for your business, come see us. If you fit our qualifications, we'd love to have you. So let's talk about some of the classes we have. We've started at our QuickBooks class. We've had our digital marketing class started with Brian Yost there at Volpine.
Going on right now this month.
It is right now.
Right?
It's happening in December. But the next class we have coming up is the sales strategies. And that is taught by Jared Oviatt that was on the show last week and again next week. And I can tell you that this class, there's not a business out there that shouldn't be in this class. Whether you sell a product or a service, I can't tell you. I've attended the class on and off 2 times, and there's every single session, people are just sitting there, and it is absolutely the amazing of the. If you want to learn how to sell more products or services, this is the class you need to be to. It's only $149. It runs every Wednesday in November.
Yeah, and sales is the lifeblood of any business or service, whatever your company is promoting. And if you're not good at it, you need to get good at it.
And this class teaches you how to be good at it, and it is absolutely phenomenal. He talks about the science of sales, and you have to ask the right questions. You have to do the right thing, get the quantity of closes that your company needs. And there's just no better man than Jared Oviatt to do it. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. We're excited to that. We've also working on classes for next year, and we've got a full year of classes planned for next year. So we're excited. We'll be rolling those out as we get closer to the end of the year. So let's, we want to watch a quick video here that I think the East Idaho News, as they interviewed Eric Hudson and some of the things that's happening with the Mountain America Center, and then we'll welcome onto the set Eric Hudson, General Manager of the Mountain America Center.
The clock is ticking, and in just about 4 months, the Hero Arena here at the Mountain America Center will open its doors. This building seats around 6,000 people for concerts, around 4,000 people for hockey games. There's also space for conventions and conferences, a full-size kitchen, and plenty of options for food. I'm going through the building today with Rob Spear. He's the Executive Director of the Auditorium District, and Eric Hudson. He's the General Manager for the building. They're giving us a behind-the-scenes peek at what you can expect.
So here we are right in the bowl at Hero Arena at the Mountain America Center. And one of the favorite things about this facility to me is the great viewing experience that you're going to have when you come to an event here. A couple things I'd like to point out. 2 12x22 video boards on each side of the arena, 5.9 millimeters, which is extremely high quality. 2 4x18 scoreboards on the other sides. And then 30-inch ribbon board that runs the length of the facility.
We have some of the most state-of-the-art rigging capabilities. You'll see above us in this ceiling grid, the actual rigging grid where all the production equipment will hang goes the entire length of the Hero Arena floor. It can hold up to 200,000 pounds in various configurations.
Yeah, a couple of unique concepts with the audio system. They talk about directivity, and as I understand it, that directivity is like a flashlight beam. You can narrow in your sound or you can broaden it, so that's going to ensure a quality audio experience for the user. And then, you know, we're going to have a lot of concerts in here, and it's really important because we have all this concrete and steel to have a system that's going to adapt to a concert type setting, so there's an intelligibility factor.
Correct.
And I think that's a 0.7 out of 1 being optimal, and so that intelligibility factor is, that 0.7 is similar to some concert halls.
It allows for any touring production to sound at its best.
Right now we're standing in front of one of the 5 concession stands that will be available to the customer.
No other arena in the country will have the same food and beverage experience that we have. We plan on serving fun foods like tacos and poutine and any type of dish that you think would be delicious in the building. And it's great because we actually have a full service catering kitchen in here as well.
We have the mezzanine level. This is our premium seat area.
So you can see the floor from here. Obviously, we can do ice inside of Hero Arena. We can also set the stage as an in-stage concert or a half house, or we can even go down to a quarter stage. The cool part about our facility is it has 26 VIP hospitality rooms on this level with servers, private bars, and two sky decks, as I like to call them.
So right now we are back in the kitchen area. This is the area we talked about. We're so excited about because one thing that we wanted to be able to provide here to the customer is a great food and beverage service. And so right now you can look around here, see the size of this kitchen area, the 3 big grease hoods, the dishwasher station behind you. And what this will allow is to really cater quality food to conferences in the Blue Cross of Idaho conference facility, as well as serve the mezzanine level here of this facility.
Now we're in the Blue Cross of Idaho Conference Center. Inside of here is 5,500 square feet of unique space. We can break it into small rooms or one large room. Another unique feature at the Mountain America Center is our loading dock space. And we have the loading dock of a large arena built right into the facility. You can see this 15-foot marshalling door, which allows us to drive RVs, trucks, cranes right onto the floor of Hero Arena. But we've also got 3 full-size loading docks.
The air exchanges per hour in Hero Arena average are the same as a hospital room. The actual air exchanges per hour in the conference center exceed a hospital room. With that, we went further and we installed what's called UVGI lights within all the 7 big air handling units that are installed here. UVGI is ultraviolet germicidal irradiation. So what this does is when the air comes through, it zaps all these airborne pathogens and creates better air quality.
We can host a number of events. If you dream it, we can host it. Large concerts will be coming here. Huge expos, regional sports, and conferences of all sizes. We open at the end of November. We have a huge lineup for you all the way out until June of 2023.
And one of the acts performing here at the Hero Arena at the Mountain America Center has already been announced. Mannheim Steamroller will be here in December. Tickets for that concert go on sale on August 10th. And officials here tell me there are a lot more announcements planned in the coming weeks. Reporting in Idaho Falls, I'm Nate Eaton, EastIdahoNews.com.
Well, that's super exciting.
Yeah.
Right? Super exciting. But before we get talking about that, you kind of mentioned that you're about 30 pounds lighter. What's the secret to that?
You know, I got 30 pounds lighter and probably like 600 more gray hairs.
Yeah.
But, my wife called me a silver fox. I
Yeah.
think she was brown nosing a little bit though.
Yeah.
So,
So you bring your family from Iowa to Idaho. So, you know, and we kind of, those 2 states, when you're traveling, you talk to people, you say, I'm from Idaho. They say, oh, Iowa?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I always just say, yep.
yeah.
But anyway, and Ohio's in the mix as
Oh,
well.
jeez.
But what was that like saying, all right, we're going after this thing, brand new arena. What did you look at it and what did you and your wife look at this challenge as?
You know, when you're in the event world, I grew up in arenas.
Yeah.
Hockey was my first career.
Yeah.
I loved playing the game. I loved the sport. But as somebody that knew my hockey career was coming to an end, I needed a different path, and I just I ate, slept, and breathed arenas. And I asked my wife, I was like, "What do you let's get into
What's plan B?
Let's figure out what's going to happen." So I started my career in the venue management industry in Alabama, actually.
Wow.
My first ever arena was a municipal, city-owned building in a little town called Pelham, 4,000 seats, but it didn't start like that. It was just a city-owned building, and the city invested money in it, and we were able to renovate it and bring a pro hockey team there and go through that renovation process, and it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And so fell in love with that, but we wanted to move into bigger and better things, and so we moved to Iowa, and that's where she's from originally. We're Cyclones, so if anybody watching is a Hawkeye, you can take a step off the broadcast. I'm just teasing.
We've never had anybody invite
Yeah.
No.
Step to the plate.
It's a cyclone state this year, so
Yeah,
we'll take
yeah,
that. We don't
that's
get
good.
many of those, but in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, there was multiple venues there for us to jump on, and we had a 4,000 seat ice arena. We had a 7,000 seat arena, multi-event place event center, a 3,800 seat amphitheater, and then a theater, classic theater.
Yeah.
And in my time there, I had a blast, and it was like a great time. And then COVID hit, and our event industry, we battled through it. And we actually held the facility that I was a part of held the first ever ticketed event after COVID.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was a Josh Turner concert, country music superstar.
Yeah.
And in our
Deep voice.
deep voice. I think one of my favorite artists, 7,000 seat arena. We sold it out, but it was in pod seating, so we only allowed 1,806 people in the building.
Oh wow.
So, funny story. But so after the pandemic, wasn't really looking to change careers, but it's a once in a lifetime experience to open a new building. And the community, I fell in love with this community in 2017 when I was here volunteering with USA Hockey, and then again in 2019 with USA Hockey. And my wife and I said, you know what? Maybe
we could live there.
We could do it.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out. Let's see what happens. Then one thing led to another. I met Rob Spear with Idaho Falls Auditorium District, and then the board of directors. One thing led to another.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Well, welcome to Idaho.
Yeah.
It is good to have you here.
Very excited.
And it's very exciting to have the Mountain America Center. Man, there's just a lot. If you drive by that place, it is a happening place. And you've got a lot of things coming up.
Gosh, it's exciting. Our staff, first of all, and Andy Birch is here with us. He's our front of house staff. He's going to be probably one of the busiest human beings on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
We just had a career fair, and I know we'll dive into that later, but we had over 200 applicants to be part-time employees at our facility.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to have about a base of about 300 people, and we'll probably staff anywhere from 80 to 100 per event.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Yeah.
But a lot of big events coming up. Mannheim Steamroller. We actually had to add a second event on a Tuesday, by the way.
Wow. Yeah.
Tuesday, 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Almost 2,000 tickets sold for that event.
Yeah.
The 7 p.m. show is sold out completely.
Yeah.
Lindsay Sterling, Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig coming. And then I can't tell you that, man, there's a lot of things going to be rolling out here in coming weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, he hasn't given us specific names, but he's given us specific industries type deal.
Yeah.
And there is a lot happening at the Mountain America Center, man. And the building is just gorgeous. You can see it right off the freeway there. Man, talk to us about the theater itself. What all is included with the theater, and how many seats? Tell us about what all's going to be included.
So people don't think about this, but we're located in one of the best regions of the country.
Yeah.
And artists are human beings. They want to spend time in beautiful places just like we do.
Yeah.
And so people like country music stars and pop stars and things, they want to see Yellowstone. They want to go fly fishing. So setting this building in the gateway to Yellowstone was probably the most genius idea, and I can't take credit for it because I was way before. We'll give it to somebody. And so, people think about it, and the common misconception with our building is it looks small from the pictures.
Yeah.
Pictures don't do it justice.
Yeah.
6,000 seats is a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with the trend of the music industry, you see artists coming to places like ours, and instead of just playing one show, they're going to play multiple shows. And we've already seen it in our first event announcement with Mannheim.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, let's just play another show. Yeah. The demand's there. We have 6,000 seats. We have a rigging grid that can hold up to 200,000 pounds. And people are like, what's a rigging grid? That's super boring. It looks like a checkerboard on the ceiling.
You can hang all their stuff.
You can hang a bus from there.
Yeah,
a blue whale. You can hang, you could, whatever you...
Now I want to see you do it.
I could do it.
Okay.
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. Let's bring them.
Massive productions that come in with 15 semi-trucks. We can do it. And that's the biggest hurdle for venues of our size, because a lot of people can't do that. So we have 6,000 seats. We've got this great production grid. We've got a concession stand lineup that is going to blow people out of the water. We've got duck fried poutine.
Yeah.
I can't wait. You told me.
Yeah.
I told you I missed lunch, but we've got a American bar and grill themed restaurant. We've got a taco themed restaurant. We've got a craft soda, craft beer, craft pizza facility. We've got everything. It's all cooked in house in our catering kitchen. So people come in, one stop shop. It's going to be the premier venue in Eastern Idaho, if not this region, because while it's not the biggest, it's got the great production capabilities, the AV. All the amenities that
technology that is coming.
Let's go technology.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at technology because I'm not on the music side of it. I was super musically inclined growing up, or declined. Is it inclined or declined?
Declined.
When you're not very good at it.
Yeah.
My brother over there's, playing a saxophone, and I couldn't even touch the piano key without breaking the thing. But, when it comes to the music tech, we've got everything.
That's awesome. Talk about the expo hall too that you've got attached to it.
Thanks for bringing that up. The Blue Cross of Idaho event center, our conference center, is total square footage of 11,000 square feet, 5,500 in multi-purpose event space. We can have banquets up to 400 people inside that space. If we need to go bigger, we can just use the arena floor, up to 1,200. 680 people for theater style, or we can break it down into small classroom style settings, 900 square feet, 1,200, whatever we really need. That place is filling up so fast. Christmas parties and regional tourism expos and RV shows, and we announced, excuse me, at our press conference the other day, the East Idaho Fly Tying Show. You name it, people are coming. Birthday parties.
Yeah.
And Brian Regan, man.
Brian Regan.
Oh man, that guy's gonna hopefully he gets to the second show because I missed the opportunity to get that. But Brian Regan, absolutely, another great venue that you've got here. What else can people expect coming months?
Okay.
Don't give us specific names, but kind of tell us what you're looking forward to and having at the event center.
I could say with confidence that we will be announcing probably one of the biggest country tours in the United States next week, 18th.
Wow,
that's one. Honestly, we'll probably have one of the bigger classic rock shows in the country coming in the spring.
Oh yeah, there's my two genres of music. I can end the show right now knowing that.
More comedy coming in April, I can tell you that. We have an announcement coming in November for that. The comedy show in April will sell out within a day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And the fact is we've got a event and show announcements from now until probably May.
Wow.
And we won't stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
In fact, we mentioned Brian Regan. You might want to take out a notepad and pencil and take some notes of today's show.
Yeah.
There might
be a question asked that could get some.
Might be able to. If you would like a pair of Brian Regan TV shows, you might want to pay attention today.
Who knows?
So then you, in another life, were a professional hockey player.
I was.
Who did you play for? And then does this kind of become your dream then, running venues and kind of have some say in what's going on with the hockey?
Hockey's my passion. I mean, I love it. Every hockey player, though, wants to be a musician or a rock star.
Yeah.
And when you suck at playing instruments like I do, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, so that was kind of the transition. Like I said, it was, I was in hockey. I moved into coaching. I had a passion for it. But at the end of the day, long-term career goals for myself were to be involved with venues, with music, sports, not just hockey. But we do have a great hockey team in the Idaho Falls Spud Kings.
Kings.
They're starting their home schedule December 2nd. They're actually playing 2 games this weekend in Salt Lake against the Utah Outliers and the Ogden Mustangs. So we wish them the best of luck in that.
Yeah, good luck there.
And then we drop the puck on our home schedule December 2nd.
Yeah.
It's
how are season tickets?
Oh, jeez.
Selling. I heard that they're going fast.
2,000 sold already.
Wow.
Have they really?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And we have 26 suites and loges, and they're sold out. I just, I didn't do any of the legwork for that. So kudos to, the hockey team and the community.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why my wife and I were like, we'll bring the girls out, our 2 daughters, because everybody's excited about this.
Yeah.
And, the community's just been super awesome.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to have the Kings here. I still have to laugh at that name, but it fits us.
I think it's right.
We're okay
right.
with it.
Yeah.
Spud Kings, and talk to us about what level of hockey is it with the Spud Kings, and what can people expect at their events?
So being an expansion franchise, obviously the team's a work in progress right now. The core group of players are fantastic. And so what you're going to see when you come out to the arena is the best prospects for NCAA hockey in the country. You're going to see guys that are really vying for that college scholarship. And hockey's such a late developing sport. Most of our players are between 18 and 20 years old. So they've graduated high school. Yeah. They're taking a year or two to develop as athletes and hockey players. Probably get a lot of their gen ed courses out of the way. But they're the top prospects in the country when it comes to, the next wave of of great hockey players. And the goal is to get these kids moved on and get them into college and get them a degree and let them play collegiately. And it's always something that I'm passionate about because that was the route that I took.
Yeah.
And it turned out, well for me, and it teaches them just to be good young men.
Yeah.
So
Very good. Excited about the Flood Kings, the Expo Hall. Man, there's just so much happening. It's so nice to finally have a place of this capability.
It's been being talked about for probably close to 15 years.
Yeah.
So here we are now. Again, it was the expansion in our population base. Everything just kind of, to me, it's a perfect storm. So, but you have the Mountain America Credit Union or the Mountain America Center, and then Hero Jerky has their name on it. Who else has their name on it? Why don't you explain a little bit about that?
The building would not have been possible without community partners.
Right.
And if you look at our facility, there are a number of opportunities to serve the public, and we are a customer driven model. We want to take care of our customers, number one. And so Mountain America Credit Union, they obviously stepped up and they purchased the naming rights of the event center.
Yeah.
And since they've done that, they've become nothing but great partners with us. Sterling Nielsen announced at our press conference that we're going to do the first event actually in our building will be on 11/29, and it's not a big concert, it's not a rock show. It's a Project Warm, or Operation Warm, and that's a program to give back to kids, and that's championed by Mountain America Credit Union.
Yeah.
Give them kids a chance to get winter jackets and clothing, and we're going to hold that in the Blue Cross of Idaho Conference Center. Hero Meat Snacks obviously is a locally owned and operated
Small family.
Yep.
Good deal.
And they have been such a great partner too. We want to provide folks the opportunity to buy meat snacks in our facility at a cost that's cheaper than anywhere else. But also, they're heavily involved in the community with giving back. And if you've ever taken a tour of their facilities, they believe in taking care of their people, and their culture is second to none over there, and it's great. And so we would like to emulate that culture in our building, but we also want to partner with them on some community-driven events, high school athletic events, giving back events. So that's our second, main partner, Hero. Blue Cross of Idaho, obviously another huge staple in our community for the conference space. And that conference space is the premier. I mean, it is the premier conference space in
All
this
this area
region.
has needed it for so long.
Yeah.
So.
It's built in audio visual. There's the sound in there is done by Pole Sound. It's second to none. Catering is, like I said, you can get an all-day water and coffee service for a great price, or you can go all the way up to like a filet mignon prime rib dinner.
Yeah.
And sorry to go on, but we do have so many great partners. Bingham Healthcare is part of it. They're sponsoring the athletic and training room, as well as the box offices for the team and for ticket sales. Iron Horse RV, which is another locally owned and operated company, has got the parking lot. What better place to do an RV show than a massive parking lot? Silver Star Communications. They donated the Wi-Fi or the fiber in the building.
Wow.
And then they named the premium services Skydeck, Silver Star Skydeck. So anytime you're in a suite or on the club level, it's the Silver Star Skydeck.
Wow.
Yep.
Man, that is awesome.
Yeah, and it's just super easy to run this thing, right? I mean, there's no headaches, no nothing.
No.
You mentioned Andy.
Yeah.
Andy's got a real task ahead of him, so why don't we plug a little bit, because you guys have needs too.
A lot of hiring.
Right? So why don't you
we're
tell us
going to
what's
do a bit
needed?
of training on it today. So
So the one of the reasons why I hired Andy, besides his handsome looks, and his
he's a relative. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. To the family.
The culture that we're building here is important to our whole team. And I know there's stories out there of folks that have worked in cultures at work where it's not fun and it's not inviting.
Toxic, all that.
We're trying to create something that's different. And when I talked to Andy first, I think it was meant to be. First thing he brought up was the culture and we're in the live entertainment business. Why would we not want to have fun? Yeah. So he's come up with some great employee retention programs, some great employee rewards programs. But realistically, we want people to sign up. We're not going to assign people shifts.
Yeah.
So if they want to work part-time for us, we're going to need about 150 part-time employees per event, like I said before. And we had a career fair last week, and we had over 200. We're at 250 applicants right now.
Yeah.
And it's inviting because we put the shifts out there, and these shifts are like ushers, like t-shirt security, like ticket takers, greeters, and they get to enjoy live events, but they also get to help the consumer, and they get paid to do it. And most of these folks are either retirees, someone that's looking for supplemental income, students, people that want to be interns. So I think we have a wide variety.
How do people get a hold of to look at a position there? How do they get with you?
So on our website, mountainamericacenter.com, we have a contact us page, and there's right on there is a apply application.
Good.
You can upload your resume, tell us about yourself. That goes directly to our department heads. There's also a career fair coming up on the 12th, which is Wednesday. Is that tomorrow?
That's
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Holy
Wow.
smokes.
Wow.
Time flies when you're hanging out and having fun.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Time for lunch. Or
Yeah.
anything.
And so we're doing another career fair tomorrow.
And that's at the facility, or where's that?
I believe that is off-site. I'll have to get the details to you guys.
Yeah.
Because we just did a career fair with the state of Idaho Department of Labor, and this other one is a private event. But we welcome everybody to come out and apply, and then once we bring them on, we've got this great trained crowd management. We've got other training, and we've got some obviously great work perks. You work for us, you get options for some free tickets if they're available.
Yeah.
You get to see the live shows while you're working.
Yeah.
The list goes on.
That's great. And just look at this beautiful building behind
Yeah.
us.
We should get out of the way.
Yeah, we should, but man, what a great addition here to Eastern Idaho. This beautiful building is, and there's an aerial view taken by our one and only Tyson here at New Line Media. So this is a great. How many square foot is the whole building?
Gosh, it's right around. I think it's 150,000.
Wow.
The footprint is 150,000. Actually, it's 128,000. Then you factor in the parking lots and things like that. We have 1,500 parking spaces.
Yeah.
So I don't think people are gonna struggle to park.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's good.
Which is
That's
fantastic.
one of the challenges. So you're part of your management group that you have here is also part out of Utah. Is that right? Talk about the company that you actually work for.
So Centennial Management is based out of West Valley City at the Maverick Center. And they were the champion of the 2002 Salt Lake Winter Games. Maverick Center, of course, was home to my favorite event, which is the Olympic Hockey Championships.
Yep.
And we are the sister building of the Maverick Center. And the nice thing is a lot of the events that they get, we can probably host. If they're a little large, maybe we host 2 days or vice versa. But they are a great, Centennial Management's been around for over 30 years, and they've done a fantastic job. And it's a family owned and operated business. And so it's based in this area. There's a lot of connections, and this was the right fit for me and for our family. And then obviously the relationship with Idaho Falls Auditorium District too.
Wow, very good. Well, we welcome Eric Hudson and his family to the community here in Eastern Idaho, and we're just excited about all of the big things that are happening out there. Look them up, mountainamericacenter.com. If there's anything that interests you in having a part-time job, what a good gig.
Yeah.
You get to watch concerts and
I'm
hockey
sure there's
games
work involved too.
Yeah,
but-
there is.
Yeah.
But you have you get a little entertainment on the side. So very good. Is there anything else you want the community here in Eastern Idaho to know about the Mountain America Center?
The building itself is just built for the community. Excuse me. I want people to know that it's not just for hockey and it's not just for concerts. Okay. And when I talk about hockey, we have ice 9 months out of the year. So figure skaters, curlers, we hope to start a curling club.
Yeah.
We want to partner with Toffus Park
Dude,
Ice.
we are all over
I know,
the
that's
Curling is a great sport.
You can be on that.
I've never done it.
It's great.
I've watched it and said I could do that.
stink at it,
Yeah,
but I have the most fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm winning. So, we have ice 9 months out of the year. So we definitely want to have our community ice users jump on there. We have our own basketball floor. So we plan on hosting basketball, court sports of all kinds, volleyball, gymnastics, cheer, dance. We plan on obviously hosting big concerts.
Yeah.
RV shows, outdoor expos, dance recitals, Christmas banquets, pretty much anything and everything. That's the nice thing about this building. It's large enough to fit the community, large enough to bring in these giant acts, but it's perfect size for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted, and that's what we achieved when they built it. And I think as people understand and contact us more about events, they'll see, holy smokes, we can bring our 300-person banquet into that building, and we can afford it.
Yeah.
And it's great service.
Yeah.
And we got great food, and I'm starving, so I can talk about it.
Well, just still amazing that, because again, I remember when we first moved up here in 2008 to talk.
Yep.
And here it's actually happened. Doors are going to be opening.
And kudos
And
to
here we
the Auto Falls Auditorium District.
Yeah. And if you want to talk about a group of people that really made something happen, obviously arena projects are no small task regardless.
Right.
Yeah.
But fundraising and making sure that the FF&E money is available, because you can build an arena and you don't have any furniture, fixture, equipment.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. So Terry Gazdick, she's the chairwoman of the board. She's been doing a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
She's with Cooper Norman in town.
Yep.
So Bob Nitschke, Mike Carpenter, Steve Vukovic, the whole gang of people has done a great job, and especially Rob Spear, just bringing this thing over the finish line.
Yeah.
He's
Rob's
the
absolutely
executive director.
phenomenal. So great. Well, we appreciate you being here. I want to read something. We always ask what some small business advice. He says here, making decisions with the consumer in mind typically allows businesses to be successful. In our industry, people want to have a good experience in specific areas, and it is related to the value of a ticket. If we cannot deliver on that value, the chances of them coming back as a return customer are slim. And that's the kind of attitude that we love to have a general manager have. We're excited for the Mountain America Center. We wish you the best, and we are here to support you and promote you in any way we possibly can.
Let's do this thing.
That's right. Excited about that. We're gonna let's go right here into your quote. I love this quote. You threw a little kinky.
My favorite quote of all time, because Wayne Gretzky was obviously somebody that I idolized when I grew up. I also, if you know me at all, I'm kind of a goofy guy.
Yep.
And I like to laugh, and we like to have a good time. And so you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's Wayne Gretzky. And if you're an Office fan, Michael Scott is the GM of The Office.
Yeah.
But he's a goofy guy, and he likes to have a good time. And it fits me to say that we work hard in our building, and we chase after the things that we dream about, but we also need to have a good time and laugh and poke fun at ourselves occasionally.
Very good.
Gotta love it. Thank you, Eric Hudson. We're gonna transition is the word I was looking for.
Are you gonna give the tickets away now, or
no? We're gonna give them away at the end of the show. They
just didn't want you to forget.
No, we won't. Trust me.
All right.
We will not forget that. So, but we, one of the big, that they're focusing on is recruiting and hiring people, and so we wanted to do just a little bit of a training on. If I can get to the right sheet of paper here.
Hopefully, you got. There you go.
You got it.
No,
they're here. So good. We wanted to talk about the difference between hiring and recruiting, and I put this quote down there on the bottom. Hiring happens when you need to fill a role. A lot of companies, are focused on the hiring, but the recruiting is the process of attracting top talent to your organization. I think that a lot of people, and I find myself in this, that they have someone leave, they got to fill that position, and they just immediately they just fall into that hiring mode. But whereas smart companies need to be in the recruiting mode so that you're constantly looking for that better person.
Yeah. Well, and even you in hiring Andy, for instance, I mean, that's kind of, it wasn't just like throwing it out and seeing what stuck. You went through a process, and I know he's Brian's cousin and all, but just in sitting down and talking with him, it seems like he's the right fit for the position, right?
When we recruit, in my philosophy, recruiting, there's never one particular way we go about it, but we are proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's the side of the business where you need to retain employees, and retention is important, and culture is important for that. But to be frank, Andy reached out to me.
Yeah.
And
before
the job was posted, and we we've searched for candidates, and I called him and I told him, I said, look, I think you're the right guy for the job, and when you just know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you know, but then also there's the time where you need to go through that process, where you need to interview folks until the right candidate really jumps out at you.
Yeah.
And for us, Andy was the one with the most experience for this particular position by far. He's 20 years in the business, and it's a niche position anyway. And so he's got 20 years as an event, front of house manager. And so we definitely, the fit for our director role is huge. But, sometimes it's not about the person with the experience. Sometimes it's about the person that's willing to learn. It fits the culture.
It fits into it.
So
very good. Well, let's kind of go around this circle. It starts there at about 11 o'clock. Number one, preparing, and then going counterclockwise there. So you got to prepare. Then you get to looking for sources. Where are you gonna look to hiring this person? Then it gets to the screening part. Then you go back up to they're selecting, hiring, then onboarding. And I think that we all spend a lot of time in the middle of that, but really where the true magic of it happens is in the preparing and the sourcing. And then once you spend the time getting them, but it's really what I found is the most important part of making employees successful is that onboarding, the hiring the right person, but then onboarding them and getting them so that they buy into the company culture and things like that. That's the if you want to have a long-term employee, you need to really focus on that onboarding is really a key. So this is, I know a lot of companies are challenged out there in the hiring, the what's the percentage of unemployed down to about 2% or something like
low.
that.
Yeah,
it's a challenge out there, but you have to constantly be recruiting for your organization. And here's some good steps to follow through on that to hopefully help your business out. If you're looking for any kind of part-time work, look up a Mountain America Center. So that's
come talk to Andy.
Come talk to Andy. He will point you in the right direction. So.
And it won't, just letting you know, he does have a hot tub in his office, or he's working.
That's
still the negotiation. So, anyway, but there won't be interviews in a hot tub.
No,
although that would be fun.
It's like one of those indoor football arenas. All those indoor football arenas have hot tubs on the side of the field.
Yeah.
We might have a club or workout gym. Stuff like that.
Anyway.
There you go. Well, Eric Hudson, we appreciate you being here. Excited for the Mountain America Center. And Brian Regan, man.
See, I just forgot after I was telling you.
You bet
Don't forget.
Why I'm bringing it up here. So
I was ready to go get in my car and leave. So here we go.
All right, we're going to come up with a trivia question here that we asked during the show.
What state was his first venue that he managed or was a part of? What state was that?
Yep. So put the text number up there. Text to 208-520-9400. If you would like some tickets to go see Brian Regan, better start texting.
Yeah.
Where was the first place that Eric Hudson worked in the arena business? So,
That's a good one.
So very good. Well, thank you for being on Talkin-Business, and excited for next week's show. We're redoing with the BBSI boys.
Yep.
Actually, Jeremy will be here next time.
Even
so
better.
I think Troy and Jeremy will be here.
Yep.
We're going to get the big man Troy Dane. He'll probably be here to bodyguard them, just like we had Andy here. So, excited for next week's show. You'll be holding the fort down.
All by myself.
All by yourself, but it's good. You'll be, but we'll fit better with four people instead of 4 people around here. So.
Yeah.
So look forward to next week's show on the 18th, and then we got a big one coming on the 25th. We'll announce next week. So thanks for tuning in to Talkin' Business. Give us a thumbs up, Eric. See everybody next week.